Yeah, so we had a pretty well-liked and well-received tidbit a week or so ago about anti-gun companies, and that kind of took off, and a lot of the comments I saw reviewing down through there were, all right, thanks for the anti-gun people.
Yep.
Tell me some of the pro-gun people. So if you've ever done a search for pro-gun companies on the internet or anything, it's like finding that unicorn or that needle in the haystack. There's not a whole lot of information out there.
Anti-gun, easy to find.
Easy, yeah.
Pro-gun, not so much.
It's probably because the woke folk that pitchforks and they'll burn down your business. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But we were able to find kind of a website that did a study on, and it was actually a leftist website that was grading companies based on their criteria, which I'll go over in a second, based on their criteria of what they expected companies to do or post or broadcast politically about guns. So let me go down through this. So a prominent anti-gun organization created a scorecard of businesses based on several criteria on how they and it reflects how much they support the anti-gun agenda. So keep that in mind. It's very important that when I give you these grades, it's reverse. It's a flipperooski. A+ rating on this list of people is going to be anti-gunners, the worst of the worst anti-gunners. An F score from this website, this research company, is the people that we can consider pro-gun based on the criteria that they judge these companies on. So keep that in mind. I'm going to touch base on it again because it's very confusing. It's very confusing. So this scorecard was developed by reviewing media archives, industrial research, trade publications, and other publicly available information to develop this scorecard. The businesses were selected by identifying these segments. So they took the top 26 retailers from the YouGovSpecialtyRetail.com department stores, grocery store popularity lists. They took 4 more retailers from the Foursquare loyalty rankings for casual dining, fashion, and quick service restaurants. And then the top 4 with the highest gross profits in 2018, ranked by the National Retail Federation. And then finally, the last group was the 3 largest clothing retailers per the Business Insider's analysis of the Forbes Global 200 list. Now, that was a lot of gobbledygook that you're like thinking, what the heck did you just say? So 4 different criteria or research segments. One had 26 companies based off the top retailers. 4 of the top restaurants, let's just cut it short, restaurants. 4 retailers with the highest gross profits. That could be any
kind of retail.
And then finally, 3 of the largest clothing retailers. So if you're doing your math at home, I had earlier said 29 total businesses, right? So all those together are not 29. That is because?
There's overlap. So on one list, they might have 26 on that list, but maybe one of those 26 was also in one of the lists of 4.
As an example, McDonald's may show up on
the
dining one and then the top retailers.
Right, because they're huge.
So this list consists of 29 companies and their ratings. So we're going to have everything from A's all the way down to F's. Now, I'm going to repeat myself. An A grading on this scale is an anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment company. They give them an A. This is from the viewpoint of an anti-gun research company. An F score, if you hear your company down here with an F score, that means they ranked poorly in the eyes of the anti-gun crowd, meaning they are our friend.
So A for anti-gun.
There you go.
F for fantastic.
There you go. All right, thanks,
And
Greg.
the beauty of this, what I think is cool, we're using their research and their data against them.
That's right. That's right. So let's dig right into it. How were these companies ranked? Well, I'm going to tell you. And the retailers were reviewed for this type of activity to give them the grades. Did they have actions to reduce gun violence in their stores, including banning the open carry of firearms? That would get you a maximum of 60 points on their grading scale. Number 2, donations made to any of the top 25 NRA-backed lawmakers or politicians.
Yep.
So they can score high on theirs or low on ours if
Right.
they are donating to politicians or to the NRA directly. The third.
Now let me make sure we clarify that, because that part can be confusing. Basically, what they're talking about is if the company donated money to a politician that was endorsed by the NRA, then that's bad. So they would get a lower score.
I'm
If
telling
they
you, this
didn't
is-
donate money to a pro-gun politician, then they would get points.
Flipperooski. You
Yep.
got to keep thinking Flipperooski here. Number 3, public record calling for action on gun reform. So you could get a maximum, these companies could get a maximum of 20 points if they had some sort of political outreach against
Yep.
or anti-gun or pro-gun control propaganda.
Yeah. What they call gun reform, we call anti-gun or gun
Flipperooski.
control. Yep.
Keep the Flipperooski in mind here. Last, in addition, the final 20 points for this grading scale could be given if the companies had taken additional steps to help move, this is their wording, help move our country into a anti-gun, pro-gun control state.
Yep.
So those are our 4 criterion. Final scores were tallied and a letter grade assigned using the traditional grading scale. Keep in mind, one more time, A grade is for anti-gun, F grade is for pro-gun.
Right.
All right, let's get right into it. We're going to start with the grade A's. Since this comes from the Lefty website, they put these at the top. So a grade A is somebody that is anti-gun, pro-gun control. First one, Kroger, scored a 95 for a good old-fashioned A. Old Navy scored a 90, also got an A. And Walmart's one of those ones that we saw comments on our last video that, why didn't you mention Walmart? Why didn't you know?
And Walmart, the irritating thing is Walmart used to be a place you could go and get affordable ammunition,
Right.
affordable firearms, and you can still get ammunition and firearms at most Walmarts. But they made a big deal about the fact that if it's ammunition for any of those really bad self-defense guns or black rifles of any type,
Right.
they quit carrying
Yep.
all that ammo. So you can get your shotgun shells or your ultra-traditional hunting rounds, and then low-cost versions of shotguns and low-cost versions of hunting rifles.
So these 3 companies, Kroger, Old Navy, and Walmart, wrap up our companies that got an A rating from these from this website.
So again, A's are bad.
A stands for whole.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
So let's go on to the B's. These
Okay.
guys just slightly came in underneath your A's. Amazon. This is another one that everybody was up in my chili about
Yep.
on the previous video. Why didn't you put the Amazon in there? Well, here you go. They scored a B, which is
still
bad.
that's still anti-gun. Yep.
Due to Flipperooski. Costco. This came up on our list already from the
Yep.
last one as being. I guess they're not shy about wanting to be
Yep. And
anti-gun there.
got a lot of comments from people. Apparently, even though they don't really post it well, you're not supposed to carry in Costco.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that kind of got caught
Yeah.
off, with that.
And then there's other people that were like, flipping the double barrel middle finger. I'm going to carry in there whether you tell me to or not.
Yep.
And more power to you. Keep it up. Hot topic. I'll be honest. I didn't know what this was until Craig told me he shops there just about every weekend.
Yeah, I've got 52 piercings you can't see, and I keep that under wraps.
This is that mall rat hangout. If you
Yes.
go to your local Inside mall, there's this Hot Topic, has all the flashy neon and I don't know, van shoes and
that, and rock posters, and basically, if it would be in a college dorm or on a college kid, that's where it's at.
Nordstrom. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. Starbucks. Who would have thunk
what
it?
a shocker! Yeah.
Man Bun Central. I'm not too surprised about that. You got anything to say about that?
No, it's no. And they have a big war chest because when you charge $7 for a cup of coffee,
Jeez. Well, they got to pay that payroll for all those 4-year college students with a degree that are $100,000. Now they're a barista, $100,000 in debt. All right. Note to self: we should not take drinks of coffee at the same time. Just we'll write that down.
Yeah, probably.
Target. Not no skin off my back there. I stopped shopping there. You guys remember when they were kind of the first ones to do the transgender
the whole bathroom thing? Yep. I wrote it off at that point
I'm
too.
like, you know what?
Yep.
If that's what you're gonna die on, then whatever. Trader Joe's. Never been in one.
I think I have been.
Yeah.
But
it must have been a very big impression in your life.
So big. I'm not going to lose any sleep on that one.
Gotcha.
Remember, these ones are still. What's the grade on these?
This is B.
These are Bs, so they're still basically anti-gun. Bad. B for bad.
Whole Foods. That doesn't surprise me. Aren't they like an affiliation of Amazon? Isn't that like an offshoot of
I think
Amazon?
they might be, actually.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So that wraps up our Bs. I'm going to run right into our Cs. This is the average. My opinion is, if you go off of a regular grading scale, they probably couldn't tell one way or the other with this company.
I would agree with that.
I have eaten here a couple times. Waffle House. Some of you party animals. This is maybe a mainstay for you. They get a C. So I don't know that I'd throw this one out.
Yeah, at this point they're right on that bubble. I mean, you could go either way, and quite honestly, what that means to me is they couldn't make up their minds either. They weren't good enough to be called anti-gun,
right? And
they're not bad enough to be called pro-gun. So they're just even Steven.
So they got their 50 points, which gives them the C. Part of the C is from company-owned stores had policies to ban guns in their stores where franchises did not.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of gives it the
at that point,
the little waffle.
Get it? I see what you did there.
They did get 20 points also because they evidently made donations to pro-gun candidates. So
they probably had limited donations.
To get the 20 points. I got you. All right, so that's our grade C. Only one, Waffle House. Moving on to grade D, which is starting to get better.
Yeah, these are ones now that we need to look at. That these are, for all intents and purposes, I think we could consider them pro 2A.
I was told my whole life, no D's and no F's, Eben. You need to strive for the edge. But in this case, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to be a failure on this list. Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm excited about this being a D. Now, breaking that down just a little bit, same thing as Waffle House. Company-owned stores, they had policies that no guns in their stores, where franchisees did not have that policy.
Okay.
So that's where they get that.
And I think most of those are actually franchise restaurants, most of them.
Okay.
So.
And they lost points in this situation because they did donate a total of $12,500 to a pro-gun candidate in 2018. So shame on you, Buffalo Wild Wings. Our second and last grade D company is TJ Maxx. Now this is it is a D. This is going to make my wife happy because she's a TJ Maxx enthusiast.
Oh, so she can still go there then.
So yes, this is not one that she's going to feel inclined to dump by the wayside. Let's get right into the meat and the potatoes, the grade F. So these are the companies that this liberal left website is basically putting out there to their minions to try to get them to not to give these people any type of support anymore. Chick-fil-A, my man. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. What a shock there that they would give them an F whereas we would give them an A.
It would have been hard to give up anyways, Craig. I'm a Chick-fil-A fan.
You're a Chick-fil-A.
and, yeah, son, I love me some Chick-fil-A. Dunkin' Donuts. I'll be honest, I don't eat there. I don't pick up their donuts very often.
I don't either, and a lot of that's because I don't think we actually have one really close by around here.
But now that I know this Dunkin', I might go there instead of Krispy Kremes. So, McDonald's. Honestly, don't care. Every time I eat there, I have buyer's remorse and regrets.
Yeah, well,
20 minutes later.
The one thing you can honestly say about McDonald's is they're consistent. I didn't say they're good, but basically you're going to get the same burger everywhere. So and sometimes that's the best choice if you're in a strange land.
Right.
And I also question, because we had several people putting comments out there about McDonald's that they were actually anti-gun. I think what's happened in this case, I think McDonald's hasn't wanted to put anything out there.
They're trying to stay neutral.
They're trying to stay neutral. So I can't really necessarily say that McDonald's is pro-gun, but the anti-gun people couldn't say that they were anti-gun, so they gave them an
evidence,
F.
right?
Yeah, not enough evidence. Now, to put things in it just a little bit to clarify it, McDonald's owns Chipotle, which was solidly anti-gun.
In our last video.
In our last video, so.
Good. All right, we've got quite a few more here. 7-Eleven. I don't have any of those around here. Do you?
No, they're not huge around here, but if you have one
south,
local, they're a
down
good place
south,
to go.
They're a big deal. Ace Hardware.
Yep.
I can see that. They're kind of old school.
They're old school, and the local Ace anyway, they got a full firearms department, and they sell all the fun Rudy Tooties, and so.
Let's give an F out to Applebee's, and you know what? That surprises me, but according to this website, they scored poorly for being anti-gun, which, you know what? Props. I would be surprised. I'm surprised, and this could be another one where there's not a lot of
that could be. I don't have a whole lot of experience about them necessarily in the back workings. According to the anti-gun organization, this place is not anti-gun.
And I tell you what, yeah.
So
I think that at this point of where we are in a nation, I know that if something comes on the news that some left-wing harpies on the news saying that something is bad,
it's time to cancel this. Yeah,
you do the opposite, and it's usually the correct thing. I mean, so they're trying to get these people canceled. Maybe we should help them out a little bit. Barnes & Noble, this one really surprised me.
Me too, a little bit, because it seems like that would be anti-gun.
Yeah.
But if you go into Barnes & Noble, they have a lot of gun books and a lot of magazines, hunting, fishing,
this is true.
Firearms, lots of magazines and stuff. So I can
Good
see
on you.
where an anti-gun person would say, oh, icky.
Yeah, right. Dollar Tree. The good old Dollar Tree.
Yep.
Hey, did you know that Dollar Tree you can't buy anything for $1 there anymore? Because of
not surprised.
Bidenflation, it's like $1.25 for everything now.
It's the new dollar.
Just a little side note there. Old Chicago Pizza, never heard of it. Let's give an F to Rainbow Shops. I have no idea what a Rainbow Shop is. You got anything?
I know nothing about them.
Comments? Put it down there. Let us know what the freaking Rainbow Shop is.
Yep.
Joseph A. Banks.
Okay, them I know about.
I can't afford them.
Yeah, well, I've had to a couple times.
Yeah. Good on you, Joseph A. Bank. We're giving you an F. Good on you. Kohl's.
This one surprises me.
Ditto.
I would have put Kohl's as an anti-gun establishment. So, similar to what Evan said, I can't necessarily say I endorse Kohl's as pro-business, but the anti-gun people have said that they're bad. So I tend to maybe think it's probably good to support them.
That's right. That's right. Go in skeptical, though.
Yep.
Make your own decisions on this. How about this one? You know what?
You're CNN. You're fake news. You have an agenda.
I don't like that one.
All I can say is it's totally fake news.
There we go.
It's fake. It's fake. It's made up stuff.
They ranked Nike as an F. Baloney, dude.
That's the one where this has to be the situation where
give me a break, son.
Nike just is so playing the we're not going to publish anything, yay or nay, so they got a bad score. I feel very comfortable saying that Nike is not a pro-gun
You know what?
establishment.
They've got enough other baggage that even if they were neutral,
I'd still say
wouldn't
still
buy
stay
from them.
away from them.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Lowe's gets an F for 0 points. They donated $463,000 to top NRA banked politicians.
So I would say Lowe's is a good place to go shopping.
And would you believe that their brethren in orange, Home Depot, got the same F failing score from these libtards? Home Depot and Lowe's. Go
Yep.
get your stuff from them.
Which is just proof, though, that pro-gun people are also people who know how to build stuff.
Hey, so
I hope you've enjoyed this clip from the Craig's Gun Channel Random Shots program. The program airs Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. On Random Shots, we discuss content from ranging anything from preparedness, survival, politics, firearms, basically anything that's 2A related, with sometimes some rabbit trails and things that aren't related at all. If you enjoy this type of programming, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we release new content. And if you like it, hit the like button and share us if you would as well. It helps the algorithm and helps the channel grow and helps get our message out. So I guess until next time, stay safe.